Good evening. How's everybody today? This is the day that the Lord has made, and we're going to rejoice and be glad in it. My name is LaShawn James, Regional Vice President of Community and Business Development and Government Affairs with Addis Home Care. Tonight, I will be sharing some exciting information on how to revive your career and finances. But first, let me thank Pastor Tori. Let me thank Pastor Alice Faye O'Neill, my aunt, Dr. Melina, Dr. Jan, and all of the members and subject matter experts that spoke and shared on our Out with a Bang life-changing sessions. So thank you so very much. But let's get started. We're going to start with careers and a new beginning in 2022. How about that? First, let me tell you a little bit about me. I have over 20 years of healthcare experience and have been in that career for more than 20 years. I have leveraged my leadership to educate, engage, and deliver social services throughout the city of Chicago and the state of Illinois. I have received many recognitions and awards. To name a few, I've received the Leadership Award in 2019 from God First Ministries with Dr. Mildred C. Harris. I was also a Woman of Excellence in 2017 with the Chicago Defender. I've also received so many Presidential Circle Awards. I am a member of Top Lady of Distinction, the Chicago Skyline Metropolitan Chapter, and a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. I currently sit on many boards and members of various organizations. For example, I am a member of the Coalition of African American Leaders, Cook County Health Center Advisory Council Board member. I'm a newly member of the Commission of Dental Accreditation. And also, I sit on the Advisory Council Board with HFS Medicaid Advisory Council. So let me ask you this question. Let's get started on careers. Are you stuck in a rut? Have you reached your plateau in your career? Think about that question for 5 seconds. Are you or have you been stuck in a rut, and have you reached your plateau in your career? Well, if you haven't, I have. I've experienced that some years ago. It happens to the best of us. It is not uncommon to feel like you no longer move forward in your profession. Careers can become stationary for so many different reasons, for family responsibilities, a lack of opportunities, or a shift in our personal ambition. But we have to remember to keep a focus and have a sharp and positive mindset because it happens to all of us. But that's okay. We're going to go out with a bang in 2022. I have 4 really good tips to help you resurrect your professional goals and to revive your career and finances. Let me share, give me 20 minutes of your time. And we're going to dissect 4 tips. Tip number 1, embrace risk. Now, me personally, I had a problem with that. I was so comfortable in my career. I was afraid to step out there on faith. But number 1, we have to embrace risk. To break out of our lethargy, you need to change your mindset and be open to trying new things. Listen, most people fear failure and do everything they can do to avoid it looking incompetent. But let me tell you, experts encourage professionals and all of us to focus on experimenting rather than achieving. And I know we've always been taught to achieve, but we've not really been taught to experiment. And it's okay to experiment multiple ways. I encourage you to set goals for how many experiments you would try or new ideas you will explore. Let me say that again. I encourage you to set goals for how many experiments you will try or new ideas you will explore in the next 30 days before 2022. Because guess what? We're going to go out and we're going to start with a bang. But I challenge you and I encourage you to set goals for how many experiments, things that you've thought of, but haven't had the faith to step out there and try it. Experiment it. Go do research. Look at it. See what it takes to do it. And you don't have to stick with one experiment. You can experiment with multiple things. So I challenge you. Number 2, remember I have 4 tips to help you resurrect your professional goals and to revive your career and finances. So tip number 2, stick with me. Write down your goals. If you don't see it, it didn't happen and it will not happen. If it's not written down, out of sight, out of mind. Think about your development plan and goals for the next 3 to 5 years and put it down on paper. This will help you identify what you need to learn or which skills you need to develop in order to achieve those goals. Remember, and don't be like me. I normally have thoughts and things written in my head, but not on paper. But I had to learn the fast way. So I telling you, advising you the best way to do it. If you listen to these 4 tips, it's going to get you where you need to go and to go out with a bang and to start with a bang in 2022. But you have to write your ideas down. You have to see it. If you don't see it, it's out of sight, out of mind. So again, this will help you to identify what you need to learn or which skills you need to develop in order to achieve your goals. So write down the things that you want to seek, the goals, the things that you want to do in 2022. That's how we have to start. We have to see it to believe it, right? Let's go to tip number 3. We on the roll now, so stick with us. Tip number 3. Ooh. Now listen to this one. Because a number of us, like myself, this tip we always forget to do. But it's so important to achieve our goals. Make time for yourself. What does that look like? For me, it's been challenging to really make time for yourself. You need to carve out time in your schedule for self. For working parents, and I know I say I'm always busy. I'm busy, busy, busy. But for working parents or busy professionals like myself, this may seem impossible, but it is necessary. And it's part of moving forward. We have to make time for ourselves. In order to grow, you need to start by taking care of self, mentally, physically, and emotionally. If one is out of whack, it's going to delay our progress. So making time for yourself, self-time, that does not mean being a caregiver. That does not mean checking emails. That does not mean staying up 1 o'clock at night. That does not mean working. That means doing things for self. And for me, that may be going to the gym, maybe doing a couple of laps around the gym. That may be doing a little shopping at the dollar store. And it's so funny, I get excited going to the dollar store, but that's my self care. Or it could be make an appointment for a massage, self care, or watching a movie, reading a book. Whatever your self care is, it is important to carve out that time mentally, physically, and emotionally. And let me tell you something. Sometimes we hold on to things, but I was taught recently to let it go. So any emotional things that are not positive, let it go. Say it with me. Let it go. One more time. Let it go. Remember, make time for self is tip number 3. Stay with me. Let's go to tip number 4. Tip number 4, establish accountability. How do we do that? It is important to realize that you cannot move forward on your own. That's another example of me. I think I can do everything by myself. But I've had to learn over those 20 years that you cannot move forward on your own. It is so important to build relationships with people who support your professional goals. Not everybody will support you, but you'll know who support you. You need people who will advocate for you and give you the honest and candid feedback and mentorship that you need. No matter where you are in your career, continuing to learn, continuing to grow is what will keep you from bottoming out. Let me share this with you. Personal experience. I graduated with my degree, my undergrad degree in corporate communications, fresh out of college. My first job was with the Chicago Housing Authority. I walked into that office. I had my suit on, my 2-piece suit, my heels, and y'all, I thought I was all of that until I met Gladys Reed. That was my first boss, my first mentor. I walked in that office and she told me, sit down and shut your mouth, young lady. Now, I looked at her, but I didn't say what I was thinking. I just said it in my mind. And in my mind, I said to myself, who is this lady thinking? Who does she think she is telling me to shut up and sit down and shut my mouth? But folks, let me tell you, that was the best word I could have received. Gladys Reed, if it wasn't for her telling me to sit down and shut my mouth and listen, that's exactly what I did. And I learned so much from her. I grew into the healthcare industry and social services industry with the Chicago Housing Authority. Had I not had that strong leader, a Black African-American woman who mentored me, I would not be where I am today. So again, establishing accountability, needing people who can advocate for you, who will give you the honest and candid feedback and mentorship. That's what you need along the way. Tip number 4, no matter where you are in your career, you can be VP, you can be manager, you can be pastor, you can be reverend, you can be doctor. You're never too old to continue to learn, to grow. And let me tell you another tidbit about me. I am an addict for information. I am an addict for learning. I love to learn. I love to know about various things. So that's what keeps you grounded. That's what keeps you growing. And that doesn't mean that you have to learn one career or one subject matter. You may have an interest in multiple things, healthcare, you name it. So continue, be open to learning, getting various certifications, going to this class, getting your MBA, your WBA, being an entrepreneur. So those 4 tips are very important. Here are some multiple streams of income, I thought. And I was taught to have multiple streams of income. You can have your 9 to 5, you can have your own business, entrepreneur and business ownership, CEO. Multiple streams of income, things that you enjoy doing. We have to grow into we have to sow that seed into young people. And I tell you, if you ever met my little 4-year-old nephew, Caden Dylan Melvin, he will tell you, my name is Caden and I'm the CEO. Yes, he is. So multiple streams of income. So here are some other types of careers. Careers in healthcare, medical profession is one of the top 10 in the industry today. Public and human services, banking, stockbroker is really, really on the high. Learning the stock market, software developer, engineer, video game designer. Yes, video game designer, real estate agent and broker. Why not? Broking, real estate, property. You will never go out of business. Owning property will never grow and will never go out of business. Real estate agent. Why not be a real estate agent and in healthcare? Why not travel? Oh my goodness. Travel agent. Everybody is looking to travel nowadays. Everybody. Whether it's a vacation stay, a local stay, a local getaway, or whether that's a trip to Vegas, or whether that's a cruise, or whatever. People are looking to get away to vacation nowadays. So sales associate. These are just some examples of types of careers to give you an example of careers. And speaking of careers, at Addis Home Care, we are hiring. I'm hiring home care aides. We have a career path for our home care workers that's moving up the ladder. Let me tell you, if you have a high school diploma or a GED, and you have a heart to serve seniors, veterans, or people with disabilities, or if you are taking care of a loved one, a family member, a mother, a father, an auntie, and you're at home with them and you're doing things, you're running to the store for them, you're going to pick up their medications, guess what? I can pay you to do those things. So call me, look us up, Addis Home Care. Call me at 312-663-4647 or email me at ljames@addis.com. We have a great benefit package. 401, you get paid every other week. We have Legal Shield. We have some employee benefits, employee incentives. employee recognition, Addis Home Care. We have an office at 2335 West 95th Street. We are all over the state of Illinois. We're in the south suburbs at Homewood, Kankakee, Joliet, Niles, Reading. Our office in Chicago, and we have our office 1 North LaSalle, downtown Chicago. If you have questions about home care for a loved one or interested in joining our team, let me tell you, we are a national healthcare company. We've been around since 1979, and we consider ourselves as experts in home and community-based services. We contract with the state of Illinois, also with DOORS and all of the state agencies. So come and join our team. We are ready for you to join our team. So start 2022 with a bang. Start 2022. We are going out with a bang. So let me just remind you and remember those 4 tips. Can anybody remind me of those 4 tips? What are the 4 tips we just talked about? This is going to get your career and your finances on the right path. Tip number 1, embrace the risk. You got to embrace the risk. Step out there on faith. Tip number 2, write down your goal. If you don't see it, that means you're not going to believe it. If you see it, you will believe it. Out of sight, out of mind. Don't keep it up here because it'll get lost. Write it down, post it up, little stickies across your home. So it reminds you when you wake up in the morning, it's right there in your bedroom. Post a sticky note in your bathroom. Post a sticky note when you go out the door, reminding you of your goals. And tip number 3, who remembers that one? Make time for self. You have to. At the end of the day, emotional, physical, you have to be in connection. Emotionally, physically, you have to be in connection. Okay? Self-care. Self-care meaning spending a day with yourself. Go have lunch with yourself. Go a walk around the corner. Whatever that self-care is for you, then you do it. Establish accountability. You have to associate yourself with people that's going to drive you, motivate you, give you the honest feedback that you may not like. And sometimes that's a little difficult at times, even for me. But at the end of the day, I say, thank you, Pastor Tori. Thank you, my auntie, Pastor Faye O'Neill. Thank you, Dr. Melina. Thank you, Dr. Jan. Thank you to the members. Thank you for just being a friend and picking up and saying, hey, I think you should do this. We need to support each other more in 2022. If you're not ready, I'm ready. We're going out with the bang in 2022, and we're going to bring it in with the bang. Who all with me? Raise your hand. And if you in the chat room, put a letter, put a little like sign up to let me know. But let me tell you, join our Out with the Bang Facebook group for life-challenging topics. We all need it. Join, if you want to bang, let me tell you, join Dr. Melina Sherman Linton. Look that lady up. She's bad at 11 a.m. and our group recap at 6 p.m. So thank you again. Let me remind you, join our Out with the Bang Facebook. Look us up right now for our life-challenging topics. Join Dr. Melina Sherman Linton at 11 a.m. Central Time and our group recap at 6 p.m. Central Time. In the meantime, I want you to take care of yourself, take care of others, and remember the 4 tips. You gotta show up tomorrow. You think today was a bang? Wait till tomorrow. Thank you so very much. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Thank you.